Hello students, welcome to science class. So in this video I will explain you the characteristics of living things. So I am back with the lesson the living organism and their surrounding. So let's begin. Characteristics of living organism. Here some characteristics are given. First of all, in previous parts we have seen about the forest and all. So usually we let some example from forest only. So trees, creepers, small and big animals, birds, snakes, insects, rock, soil, water, air, dry leaves, dead animals, mushrooms, moss. It means many things we can see in forest. So all of these objects that are present in the forest, which of these are living and which are non-living? Objects like chair or table in our home, generally we know that they all are alive. They are not alive. So how can we differentiate between living and non-living? Chair or a table is not alive, then it cannot talk, walk, or suffer from the usual problems that all of us face. And we see that animals around us that are so full of life: dogs, cats, monkeys, squirrels, insects, and many others. So how can we differentiate between living and non-living thing? So for that you should know the characteristics of living organisms so you can easily differentiate between living and non-living. First is plants are living things, but they do not appear to move like a dog or a pigeon. So we see that plants are living things. Why plants are living things? Because the characteristics of living things, it means that plants need food, plant grow, plant respire, this everything, all characteristics of living things only. But and one more characteristics of living things, that living things can move from one place to another, but plants do not appear to move like a dog or a pigeon. But it shows that all characteristics of living things, yet it is a living things only. On the other hand, a car or a bus can move, yet we consider them as non-living things. Car and bus can move, but with the petrol and without the help of a human, it cannot move itself from one place to another. And they do not show that growth, and yet we consider them as non-living only. So there are certain characteristics that differentiate living from non-living. Living beings are made of cells. Living beings obtain and use energy. Living beings grow and develop. Living beings reproduce. Living beings adapt to their environment. So these all characteristics I am explaining one by one. Here are some characteristics of living things. First, do all living things need food, nutrition? So all living things need food, because food gives organism the energy needed for them to grow, for them to do daily activities. And one more thing, organisms also need energy for their life processes, whatever life processes that go on inside them. So they all need food. It means nutrition. And plants also need food. Plants make their own food by themselves by the process of photosynthesis. And second is all living things. Here second is excretion. Excretion, first of all, what is excretion? It means that removal only. All living things take food, first of all. It means not all the food that is eaten is really used. Only a part of it is utilized by body, and some other has to be removed by the body as waste. Our body also produces some waste in other life processes. So the processes of getting rid of this waste by the living organism is known as excretion. So some toxic materials, some waste products like urine and sweat of some substances is excesses. So by chemical reaction in the cell or respiration, that carbon dioxide and all. Now third is respiration. Respiration, it means that all living things respire. So you know that we inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide gas. So when we breathe out, the air moves from, breathe in, the air moves from inside the body to outside, and breathing a part of a process called respiration first of all. So the process of breathing in animal like cow, buffalo, dog or cat is similar to human only. Some other animals, while they are taking rest and notice the movement of their abdomen, this slow movement indicate that they are breathing. So respiration, it means that it is very helpful for break down the food in cells, and and after that release energy. Then sensitivity. Sensitivity, it means that all living things respond to stimuli, we can say that. It means changes in the environment, stimuli. So it means living things adjust to the change, that bright surrounding, sometimes your favorite food watering your mouth, bright light and tone. When bright light and tone is there, for example, when you touch something very sharp object like a thorn and all, so suddenly you remove your hand from them. Sometimes you walking barefoot, that time also, that if any sharp thing is there or very hot is there, you suddenly you remove the all things. So all of us respond immediately to such changes. So these changes in our surrounding that makes us respond to them are called stimuli. And like wild animals also run away when bright light is flashed towards them. Similarly, cockroaches also begin to move to their hiding places if the light in the kitchen is switched on at night time. Then flowers also, some plants bloom only at night time. And in some plant, flowers close after sunset. One plant is there like mimosa, or we can say touch me not plant. So leaves close or fold when someone touch them. So these all are the examples of responses. It means all living things respond to stimuli. After that, one more, reproduction. So all living things reproduce. All living things reproduce. So animals reproduce their own kind. Plants also reproduce like animals. Plants also, it means that modes of reproduction is differ. Many plants reproduce through their seeds. Plants their seeds or seeds also germinate and grow into new plant. So now animals also reproduce their own kind, and the mode of reproduction may be different in different animals. Some animals produce their young ones through eggs. Some animals give birth to the young ones. So this is also characteristics of living things. It means prevent extinction of species. After that, next is growth. Growth means all living things show growth. So does the dress you had 4 years back still fit you? So you cannot wear it anymore, isn't it? You must have grown taller during this year. You may not realize it, but you are growing all the time. and in few more years you will become an adult. So this is growth. After that, you notice pups of a dog grow into adults, a chicken hatch from an egg, grow into hen or a cock. So these all characteristics of living things. It means that all living things show growth. After that, movement. It means all living things move from one place to another. So animals move from one place to another. They move from one place to another and also show other body movement. So now plants also are living things, but they do not move from one place to another. But some part of the plant can move from one place to another. For example, root. Now another common characteristics is that living beings die. Because organisms die, particular types of organism can survive over thousands of years only if they reproduce their own kind. One single organism may die without ever reproducing, but the type of organism can exist only if there is reproduction. So characteristics of living things. First, different level of organization. First, all living things made up of cells. They reproduce. Living things obtain and uses energy. Living things grow and develop. Living things respond to the environment. It means respond to stimuli. See, here there are 7 characteristics of living things given. First, as I told you, some characteristics of living things. All living things need food. All living things show growth. All living things respire. All living things respond to stimuli. All living organisms excretion. All living things reproduce their own kind. All living things move. So 7 characteristics here given: movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion and nutrition. So here first letter when we take M, R, S, G, R, E, N, Mrs. Grain. This is easy way to remember characteristics of living things. Mrs. Grain, M, R, S, G, R, E, N. Here also characteristics of living things again. Movement. First of all, movement. So animals move to find food and keep away from predators, and plants move to face the light. This is movement. Characteristics of living things. Plants move from one place to another for searching food, for keeping away from predators, for finding shelter. And plants do not move from one place to another, but parts of the plant move. So plants move to face the sunlight always. So this is also a movement. Now reproduction. So the ability to produce offspring to keep the species in existence. Reproduction. So as I told you, the mode of reproduction may be different in different animal or in different plants, because some animals reproduce their young ones through eggs, some animals give birth to the young ones, and in plants also. Plants also differ in their mode of reproduction. Many plants reproduce through seeds, many plants through leaves, through stems. So the ability of produce offspring to keep the species in existence. Now third characteristics of living thing is sensitivity. Sensitivity, it means we can say respond to stimuli. So responding and reacting to the environment, whether it is hot, cold, smooth surface or rough or bright light or anything. Now nutrition. Nutrition, it means need food. All living beings need food. Animals need food for respiration, for getting energy, and plants need minerals from the soil for making their own food. It means animal search food from here and there. Animals need food for respiration, for and their daily activities and all. And plants need minerals from the soil, minerals and water from the soil for making their food by the process of photosynthesis. Now next characteristics of living thing is excretion. Excretion, it means getting rid of waste. It means that when we take food, so some rest food, that removal has to be removed from our body, and some our body also produce some waste in other life processes. So for getting rid of this waste by living organisms is called that excretion. It means getting rid of waste in our body. Now respiration. Respiration, it means breathing. Turning food into energy. When we breathe, we take in oxygen and take out carbon dioxide, and this oxygen will reach to all cells of the body, and they break down glucose and energy will release, and this energy we utilize for our activity. So for that, it means respiration also very important for turning food into energy. Next is growth. Living things show growth. So growing larger and stronger, becoming adult size cells. It means grow, it shows growths. Slow our height grow, it means, so this is growth only. So growth larger and stronger, becoming adult size cells. So these all are the characteristics of living things. So students, I hope you understood these all characteristics of living things. In next part, I will explain shortly. I will give you a summary of this lesson. And if you have any doubt, any query, you can write in comment box. We'll meet you